Do you constantly feel on edge because your anxiety is going to be exposed? That people are going to see how nervous you are. It's going to be embarrassing, it's going to be humiliating, and you're going to feel a bunch of guilt and shame afterwards. This fear can make life exhausting and isolating, and I get it. You might even be avoiding the social situations entirely where you could possibly embarrass and humiliate yourself. But here's the thing, living your life around this fear isn't the answer. It's no way to live. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through a simple 3-step process so you can break free from this fear of having your anxiety exposed so you can stop feeling like an imposter. And before we dive in, let me introduce myself. So I'm Rubin, Naidu, transformational coach and creator of Authenticity Academy. And for years, I've been helping men break free from the grips of social anxiety and this fear of being exposed. I've been helping them feel like they belong rather than feel like an imposter. And the first step to overcoming this fear is to truly understand why this fear of being exposed exists in the first place. Because here's the thing, you have a built-in defense mechanism, the fight or flight response. I have it, you have it, we're all born with it. And it's meant to activate when you are perceiving danger in your environment. It's meant to protect you from danger by heightening your awareness and putting you in a physiological state so you can respond quickly. The issue is you're trying to be social. So the thing that your brain is perceiving as dangerous is being embarrassed, being humiliated, and being judged by others. So let me ask you something here. Would you shame a war veteran who comes back from combat and experiences a flashback because he's triggered by something that reminds him of his past? For example, what he experienced when he was at war. You wouldn't, right? Would you call him weak? Oh, you're so weak. You're so vulnerable. Like, what is wrong with you? You wouldn't do that, right? But for some reason, you do that to yourself. And the thing is, you're also flashing back though. The abuse that you went through in childhood, the bullying experiences that you had, the embarrassing and humiliating experience that you had when performing and playing sports, those are the experiences that you're flashing back to. And the reason this fear of being exposed exists is because you carry so much shame for having anxiety in the first place, and it only makes it worse. It amplifies it because you're walking around with this big secret in your head and you feel so ashamed about it. This brings us to step number 2 is you have to break the shame cycle. You have to normalize this. You've been through things in your past. You've got unresolved feelings and anxiety from it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It doesn't make you abnormal or weird. It makes you human. Trust me, I've been there. I get it. The guys in Authenticity Academy have been there too. So you have to break this shame cycle. So shame is an emotion that keeps fear alive. It makes you feel like you're broken and defective and there's something wrong with you and you got to keep this big secret in your head, isolated from everybody else. And it's not just this thought. It's not just this voice in your head beating up on you on the inside. There's a somatic component or a bodily component where it's a constriction in your chest, in your stomach. It's a burning in your face. And it's literally painful to experience shame. And when it gets activated, the shame is gonna drive you to behave and act in ways that's gonna perpetuate that shame and make it grow. For example, reaching out for addictive behaviors and trying to fix your personality through social skills when there's nothing wrong with your personality. It's just that the anxiety is covering up and blocking your true expression. And here's where I want you to break this cycle, because you're gonna get triggered again. After you watch this video, it's inevitable. When you get triggered, do not reach for videos that are gonna show you how to improve your personality. There's nothing wrong with your personality. You're not broken, you're not defective, you're just anxious because of your past, and this can be resolved. And if this is resonating with you and you're ready to break free from the grip of shame, I've got something that'll really help you take the next step. You can download my free guide, 7 days of self-worth daily meditations to release shame and anger at yourself. It's packed with powerful, deep readings to help you break that shame cycle. So when you get triggered, you don't reach for the superficial social skills and addictions, you reach for these meditations and you reconnect with your authentic self. So make sure you grab that at the link in the description below. Again, it's totally free. Now let's talk about step 3, which is surround yourself with people who actually understand what you're going through. It's so important. You need to be able to talk to other guys who actually get it. Guys who know what it's like to always be, for example, thinking of what to say next in a conversation, dreading the conversation, having a fear of being exposed within the conversation, the shame cycle afterwards. Remember, shame thrives in isolation. It tells you that you're defective, that you're unworthy, that you're fundamentally different than everybody else. But connection with people who truly understand is profoundly healing in and of itself, which is why we really focus on this community piece, this connection and relationship piece within Authenticity Academy. Because you can't do this alone. You need a safe community, a group of guys who have resonance and empathy with your experience. So after being in this space for the past 15 years, there's one thing that I know for sure, and that is there's absolutely no substitute for the compassion of someone who truly gets it and sees you as you are, flaws and all. Shame makes you feel like you're broken, but connection shows you the opposite, that you're whole. And when you share your struggles in a supportive community, the weight of shame begins to lift. You realize you're not alone and you start to see yourself in a new light, one that's grounded in self-acceptance and self-worth. How? By using the light of others. So to recap, understand why the fear of being exposed exists. Break that shame cycle. Do not perpetuate your own shame and find a safe community so you don't have to do this alone. And again, if you're ready to take the first step toward freeing yourself from shame, don't forget to download your free guide, 7 days of self-worth. And if you're struggling with that rumination, you feel really in your head when you're in a conversation, constantly thinking of what to say next, you're trying the social skills, but it's not making anything better, check out this video next because I want to show you why you're so in your head and how to get you more present and connected in conversations. I hope this video has been super helpful for you. I hope you really understand that you're not alone in this. You take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. All right?